What's going on, boys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to the Steam 2 video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at another weapon from the Rite 9 update, and this surprisingly ended up actually being my favorite weapon of the ones available this week. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new updated Arc LMG, the Terminus Horizon. Now this LMG used to have a pretty bad reputation. Pretty much nobody ever used this thing, including myself, because it just had so many bad perks. There wasn't really anything that made it really stand out. So because of that, I was definitely interested when I saw this was going to be one of the weapons that was going to be getting updated perks. And now, after playing, getting a couple of them, and actually seeing the perks that this weapon can get, I gotta tell you, this one definitely got much better. And I think most of you guys will actually like it. It's kind of like a mini Thunderlord now if you get some very specific roles. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about what are the new perks that you can get on this weapon, what are the best ones and the ones that you should be looking for if you're looking for a god role, anything that makes this weapon special or just different than some other LMGs out there, and at the end we'll also have a mini review where you talk about the positives, the negatives, and all that related to the weapon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys aren't already, as well as follow me on Twitch. So now let's get into it, and first we gotta talk about how to actually get this weapon. And it comes from the Rite 9 dungeons. It can come from any difficulty, so as long as you're doing the Rite 9 dungeons, you'll have a chance at getting the new Horizon Terminus. Now this LMG is a high impact frame, so it's a 360 RPM machine gun, and it comes with two different origin traits. The first one being Tet's Balance Stock, meaning that whenever you do some damage while hit firing, it will increase the reload speed, handling and movement speed while aiming down sights. And the next one is the brand new one, and probably one of the best and most unique perks in a while, Gravity Well, meaning that every time you reload this weapon, it automatically gathers up all the ammo around you. The special, the heavy, you just kind of suck all of that ammo up whenever you reload the weapon. It's a very cool perk and definitely very useful in PvE. And now let's actually get into the good stuff, and by that I mean the perks. We're going to be taking a look at pretty much every single perk that you can get on this weapon, and then we'll go a little bit more in depth into some of the best ones, because I know that's what you guys are looking for. And at the very end we'll have some god suggestions if that's what you guys are looking for. And this is 100% a PvE weapon, so that's pretty much the only thing that we're really gonna talk about. So let's take a look at the perks, and let's start with the very first trade perk. Now these are gonna be the perk options that we have for the very first trade perk. We have Dragonfly, Eddy Current, Reconstruction, Triple Tap, MBS Arsenal, and lastly Demolitionist. And we have some pretty interesting choices here, but there's three main ones that I kind of want to focus on. First of all, let's start with Reconstruction. Everyone kind of knows that Reconstruction is amazing on LMGs. It reloads the weapon, it overflows the weapon, and it has some insane synergy with perks like Killing Tally that are already amazing on LMGs. It makes them even better. So Reconstruction, of course, just like with any other LMG, is also going to be amazing on this one. Just the overflowing the magazine, the auto loading is just too hard to beat on an LMG. You can also get Dragonfly on this first perk slot. We recently have been seeing Dragonfly move a little bit more towards this slot instead of the second one, and I really like that they've been doing that because it gives you the option of having Dragonfly and still have a really potent perk on the second slot, usually a damage perk or some perk that has some synergy with a certain subclass. Because a lot of time before I just felt like Dragonfly just couldn't really compete with a lot of those damage perks that people would be going for, so it was basically never picked. But now that you can pair them up together, you're seeing that a lot more often. And the gameplay in the background that you'll be seeing in this video is actually a Dragonfly role. So whenever you see those explosions, that's Dragonfly. But it has a couple of things that it pairs up really nicely with, and it just adds a bit more act clear, so this is also going to be a fantastic choice in this slot. And the final one, of course, is Eddy Current, giving you tons of reload speed whenever you're amplified. And since you're most likely going to be using this on an arc build, you're probably going to be amplified a lot of the time. And even if you're not on an arc build, this machine gun can roll with both Rolling Storm and Jolting Feedback, so you'll definitely have a way to amplify yourself to really get the most out of Eddy Current. The main problem with Eddy Current is that this thing can also roll Reconstruction, especially if you're not making the machine gun like your primary weapon. So the Reconstruction, I definitely think that brings down the usability of Eddy Current a bit, but I still think it's a pretty decent perk. Maybe it's just not good as Reconstruction. But all three of these perks are going to be fantastic on this slot, and they're all going to combine pretty well into some of the perks in the second slot. Now these are the options we have for the second perk. We have Rolling Storm, Jolting Feedback, Precision Instrument, high impact reserves, killing tally, and lastly target lock. And again, we mostly have like 3 perks that we're really gonna talk about, and the other ones just can't really keep up. And I think that we're gonna be starting off with the arc ones, both Jolting Feedback and Rolling Storm. Now Rolling Storm is gonna be fantastic if you're on an arc build, especially if you're going for bolt charge, since every time that you get a final blow, you're gonna gain bolt charge stacks, and if you're amplified, you gain even more bolt charge stacks. If you're not amplified, every final blow will give you 1, but if you are amplified, every final blow will give you 2. This is going to be able to stack up really quickly and just let you use the bolt charge a lot more, especially because this LMG hits pretty hard, so you can usually get Eds down in like 1 to 2 shots, so you can build up a lot of bolt charge this way, especially if you're already building into bolt charge itself. Now the other option, Jolting Feedback, will let you jolt the target whenever you inflict enough shots. Now because this LMG is a slower firing LMG, it does take a little bit longer to actually proc Jolting Feedback, since this perk is not like percentage based, but it's actually based on hits. So it does take a little bit longer to proc, but it is still just the amazing Jolting Feedback that we all know and love. Jolt is still fantastic for adding a bit of extra damage against a single target, adding ad clear, and the best thing about it is that you can pretty much just work this into any build no matter what. Whether you're using this with an arc build, whether you're using it as a standalone weapon, Jolting Feedback is essentially just always good and is just one of the best perks in the game. So I think most of you guys are probably going to be heading towards Jolting Feedback. It is definitely an amazing perk that you do not want to miss out on this LMG. And the last one is going to be another LMG staple, Killing Tally. Kills increase this weapon's damage until it's stowed or reloaded. And when you stack it up to 3, which is going to be very easy, you get a 30% damage increase. And since we can get down ads in like 1 to 2 shots, we can build up this very quickly to max stacks and basically always run around with that 30% increased damage. Killing Tally is just amazing on LMGs, and when you pair it up with Deconstruction, you get even more out of it, since you could stay so long with this LMG out with that extra damage, and that 30% damage is definitely even gonna melt some of those bigger enemies like Majors. So these 3 perks I think are gonna be the best ones that you can get on this second slot. And now let's move on and actually start talking about some God Rolls. Now when it comes to the God Rolls, I feel like you could really mix and match a lot of these sets perks that we talked about, and you could pretty much always end up with a good roll. But there's a couple of ones that I want to highlight, and the very first one I want to talk about is Dragonfly plus Jolting Feedback. Now this makes this weapon feel essentially like a mini Thunderlord. This has to be my favorite roll that I got in so far, and this is actually the one that you're seeing in the background. I love this roll, and I definitely recommend that you give this one a try. You have some really good ad clear for the Dragonfly, while at the same time also being able to deal with some of those bigger enemies with Jolting Feedback, and also at the same time still do ad clear. It's a fantastic roll, and this is probably what I would recommend the most. Now Reconstruction plus Jolting Feedback is going to be another really good choice. Again, you're going to be able to take advantage of Jolting Feedback, but this time with a bigger magazine, and it also auto-reloading your weapon. What else could you want? Similarly to that one, Reconstruction Rolling Storm is going to be fantastic. Again, just because Reconstruction is so good, and it makes it so you can, keep using your LMG a lot more often. Dragonfly plus Rolling Storm is another one that you want to keep your eye on, and this one's like the ultimate ad clear one. You're going to have the ad clear from the bolt charge, you're going to have the ad clear from the Dragonfly, and just constantly building up that bolt charge. And of course, you have Eddy Current plus Rolling Storm, and Eddy Current plus Jolting Feedback. These two just work really well together. And the final one is going to be Reconstruction plus Killing Tally. This is like the most basic LMG setup. You pretty much have this on every single type of LMG for every single element. And now we have it for Arc as well. So if you want to use a consistent roll on your LMG that's going to be always good for something, you always have Reconstruction plus Killing Tally. But now I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below what is the God roll that you're going to be going after, or maybe the God rolls you already gotten, since I know some people could get lucky really early on. So let me know that in the comments below, and also just let me know what you guys think about this weapon. And now let me tell you a little bit about the weapon and just kind of what I feel about it. And I actually really ended up enjoying my time with this weapon. I mean, I never really thought about this weapon. I kind of forgot that this dungeon even had an LMG. But my god, it definitely got a glow up with its new perks. It is just so much better than it used to be. So if you see one of these LMGs dropping in Rite 9, definitely check it out, give it a try. It is no longer just something you auto-delete, Overall, I'm really happy with it, and I'm very happy to see that some of these underused weapons may find some new life with some of these new roles, especially because of how good some of those Rite 9 weapons look. Man, they look nice. But with that, we're gonna end today's video. We're gonna wrap up today's video. Thank you all for stopping by today and checking out the video. The support has been amazing lately, so I really thank you. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.